Hey, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're here with Nick Marmoset.
We're queer.
We're queer.
Haile Selassie.
I've started too many episodes saying we're here and we're queer.
Yeah, that seems like it would be at least half.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Billy is stuck in the great state of Texas. Probably sweating his balls off, if I had to guess.
Getting big.
Getting big.
Everything's big in Texas.
Oh, yeah. He just comes back, roided out.
He's been doing big drugs. You ever listen to Steve Martin?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
One of his early albums is called Let's Get Small. And the bit is basically just like, he's like, I don't do drugs. The only thing I do is I get small. And it's like, he just describes it as a drug. And then he's like, yeah, a cop pulls me over and he's like, sir, you've been getting small tonight. And he's like, no, sir, I'm big. And it's just a ridiculous, as absurd as all of Steve Martin's early bits were. But
Yeah.
very fun, very funny.
He was like the first dude to do real big venues.
Yeah, the first real arena guy.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people say Dice, but it's like, no, you forget Steve Martin.
Yeah. And he used to like play instruments and shit too. So
Yeah.
it was, like, all around performance.
He's a great banjoist.
Really?
Yes, amazing.
Good at the banjo?
He played on his early albums. He played growing up. My dad actually grew up in Orange County, California, and he grew up like 2 blocks from Knott's Berry Farm, which is one of the country's earliest amusement parks.
Yeah.
And he would grow up and see Steve Martin playing banjo when he was like 14 years old at this amusement park where he'd also learned to do magic for like 10 years before he got into comedy.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
He could do magic too.
Yeah, he was a great magician.
Damn.
And a lot of his act was like he would juggle, he'd play music, he would do magic tricks. It was almost like a parody of entertainment as a whole.
It's a good thing it worked out. Or else
Yeah.
he'd be a fucking bum.
He's like, I could juggle.
Yeah, really.
Just on the street.
Yeah, that's his the only thing in his act. He's like, I've got props just so I can juggle. I don't have any jokes for it either, but check this out. 1 hand, 3 balls.
His stand-up is just a route to juggle in front of people.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I knew the juggling wouldn't sell, but stand-up comedy, I can use that as a pretend way to really sell my juggling career.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about before this. Your goal is to just get hair.
Yeah, I just need hair
plugs.
tits, as Dan Soder
Hair
puts
tits?
it. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I got my hair tits.
That shit's so expensive.
Yeah, it's like $10K.
Just be bald, man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
honestly nice.
Yeah, but it's also like, you're like a guy who has kids being like, just have kids, man. It's great. It's great. I love it. I'm so glad. I wouldn't take it back even if I could. I can't, but I wouldn't.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, definitely having hair is good.
Yeah,
But
there's a
if you
bad
could-
point.
If you could pick between losing hair and no hair, I would
Yeah.
go no, because I had losing hair for a long time.
Well, it can be a good look or a bad look. It depends how much you own it.
Yeah.
Certain people will also get hair plugs that will still look like they're receding, so people don't question it.
On purpose.
On purpose.
What?
Yeah, dude. I think Steve Martin might have gotten white hair plugs.
Really?
Because he already had white hair when he was like 30. Everyone knows he has white hair. So he can't be like, I have black hair now. It's
Yeah.
real. But if he gets white hair plugs, no one's going to think he got white hair plugs. So they're like, oh, he's got a good head of hair.
That's like that weird shit that barbers will put. You ever see that, like, dust? It's
I've never been to a barber shop. My mom
life?
cuts my hair.
Really?
Yeah. Every year since I was.
Your mom doesn't do this?
Nope.
they got this weird,
like black dust powder shit that they'll put if you're receding.
Yeah.
They'll put it in your hair to give you like a fake hairline.
Interesting.
And they'll even line it up and everything. But then you go in the shower and it's just...
it just melts away.
it just disappears.
Turns into blackface.
I got this from the barber, I swear. Al Jolson was my barber.
That's great.
Yeah.
I just saw this Instagram post of like some kid who got suspended from school because he was doing blackface, but he's like 10. And it was really his dad sued because it was eye black for football.
Oh,
and
shit.
it just looked like it was all down here and all down here, so it looked excessive.
Right.
And they were like, you're trying to do blackface, aren't you?
Yeah. That's probably like the human version of getting a red car so it goes faster.
So it looks faster.
Wow, did this kid get a faster mile all of a sudden? This kid going 4 minutes. Usain Bolt's out there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking... it's weird. I don't like that because my brother does it. My brother does that shit because he's losing his hair too. We come from a long line of
Balding
hair
men.
losers, I guess. Even though,
Dude, it's the high T. I hold to the fact that it's high T.
that's what I've heard. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that's true.
Yeah. Well, the assault charges add up.
Speaking of racism in elementary school, this one time when I was in elementary school, I think every kid has like some phase where they, I don't know, they just call people things.
Yeah.
And mine happened to be monkey.
Interesting.
I called everyone a monkey.
That's not good.
Like across the board, though.
Yeah, at least you're fair.
Yeah.
Still bad optics.
It's because I was so smart. I'm like, we're all just monkeys, bro. You don't understand.
It's true. We're all from.
But I definitely called this black girl Sandra a monkey one time.
Yeah.
In innocence. And I got in a lot of trouble.
Of course.
I didn't even know. I was like, wait, what? Why can't I say that?
Did she report you or did somebody overhear it? Like an adult overheard it?
She fucking ratted on me. So she knew.
She knew. How old was she? How old were you?
This was the third grade. What are you, 9?
How would she know? Well, I guess.
Well, she's black.
Yeah, I guess we were raised black here. They're like, watch out for people calling you this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was.
I wasn't raised that way. I didn't know what it meant.
Pretty much. Like my family doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, my parents just said, call everyone monkey. Yeah. We're all from monkeys.
Me and my dad used to greet each other with the N-word.
Still do.
Yeah. All right, I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
What's with all the rum?
Oh, dude, I've been getting real into rum. I think liquor gives me less of a hangover than beer and wine.
Okay.
So I've always been a liquor guy. I usually drink it straight. I kind of started off with bourbon. I hate vodka, but then like most of the time I drink like bottom shelf gin out of a flask straight.
Yeah. Nice.
Seagram's gin straight out of a flask. It's like $20 for a handle. And then I switched over to whiskey recently because I was like, even Evan Williams has to be better than drinking Seagram's out of a flask. So I did that for a little while. I drank like half that bottle. I rarely drink, but it's like whenever I do, I happen to have that. Now I'm like, okay, well, what would taste better than whiskey, like cheap-ass whiskey, cheap-ass rum, because it's sweet. Like the sweetness, I think, would go a long way. And also, since then, I've realized, like, I've been looking into rum, and I'm like, well, let me taste a few, see what I like. And after tasting them, I've found like a lot of the really good ones are like way high ABV. So it's like I can get a $30 bottle that's like 63% alcohol. So that stretches it a long way. I'm trying to get as much bang out of my buck for cheap ass liquor as possible while hopefully enjoying myself.
Right.
So I was like, I spent like $200 on rum in the last week and a half. Dude, it's crazy. And I never drink. Like, I've been forcing myself to drink just for the taste, to try cocktails and different rums. And it's fun. Yeah. I'm enjoying the drinking while it lasts. But I'm more of like a health person these days. So I like weed and kratom more. Right. But since I've been getting into rum, dude, I've found I love this shit. Like I got a Demerara rum, which is like a type of molasses that's like halfway between raw sugar and actual molasses. And it tastes fucking like liquid sugar. It's amazing. El Dorado 12-year, amazing bottle. And then I got it like 4 other different bottles. One of them, what was it? It was an Appleton 8-year. That's like a very basic Jamaican rum, which is like a whole different style of rum that has its own flavor profile. And that was good. It tastes almost like whiskey because it's aged in whiskey barrels. But then it's just like much sweeter and has like a different fruity profile.
And that doesn't give you a hangover?
No.
Sweet?
For some reason, dude.
Really?
I think I drink plenty of water.
Okay.
And I don't drink I don't get hammered. Because I'll smoke weed with it. That'll raise the effects. Right. I'll take kratom. That'll make me more sleepy than it normally would. Yeah. So I end up I'll have like 6 drinks throughout a night, but I'm a big guy too. Like, I could drink a ton. That's not a lot for me, dude. I barely get buzzed off 6 drinks. It's insane, man. I split a handle of Seagram's gin with my friend one night on a New Year's Eve, and we stayed up from noon to noon, and we split the entire bottle of Seagram's gin and like half a bottle of peppermint schnapps. And I was like,
huh? Dr. McGillicuddy?
I think it was. Is that the squarish bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was that.
It smells like toothpaste.
Yes, and it tastes like it too.
Yeah.
And it is like 50% alcohol. That's how we ended our night, was at like 8 a.m. We're just drinking schnapps out of the bottle, playing Mario Kart.
Happy New Year. New Year, new me.
Yeah, dude, we walked from the party to my parents' house, and we showed up drunk in the morning, and we're like, hey, we'll be downstairs playing Mario Kart. But
awesome.
I found that my favorite rums are these like high proof Jamaican rums because they've got this really funky taste to it, which is like almost like nail polish remover or like burning rubber. But it's also got this super overripe banana flavor to it. It's amazing. I'm becoming Jamaican.
Yes.
I'm slowly becoming a Jamaican man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you want the plugs, so you can get dreads.
Exactly. I get dread plugs.
Dread them out.
I did want dreads when I was like 19 and super into reggae.
Yeah.
I heavily considered it.
You could probably do it.
I might be able to pull it off. Nowadays, not as much because I've got the thinning hair.
Yeah.
But when I had a good head.
When you have, I've always heard thin hair, it's easier to braid.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of get more of a clear sense of where the strands start.
Yeah.
It's not just one mess.
Interesting. Rum. Rum has always been the bane of my drinking existence.
Really?
Yeah.
What rums have you had?
Well, I died twice on Captain Morgan.
What?
Yeah.
Did you actually have to be revived?
No.
You say died twice. My ex overdosed 3 times and actually had to be revived. I'm like, oh, did you really die? That's crazy.
Need a lot of booze to die on the spot. I think.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure it's happened where people just get like jolted alive again.
They're just swimming in a pool and they're just underwater breathing in.
McGillicuddy's my own piss.
That's like that movie. Have you seen Leaving Las Vegas?
No, I haven't. I've heard good things.
God, dude. Dark.
Really?
Really good movie, but horrendously dark. Do you know the the synopsis of it?
Nothing at all about it.
So Nicolas Cage is the main character.
Okay.
And his life is in shambles. He's like a writer for... he's like a screenwriter or something.
Yeah.
And his wife leaves him, and he just starts boozing it up. And he decides one day, he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to quit this job. I'm going to move to Vegas. I'm going to take all my money and just drink myself to death. And he fills up his hotel room, literally wall-to-wall bottles of alcohol.
Oh, my God, dude.
And he just drinks himself to death. But at the same time, he gets a love interest with a prostitute. It's like a fucked up... Romeo and Juliet.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's actually a really good movie. But
yeah, that sounds wild.
Dark.
It sounds like a different potential outcome of Fear and Loathing. It's like if he was just an alcoholic.
Yeah. He didn't have any writing to do.
Yeah, no writing, no drugs. He's just like, I'm going to drink and fall in love and go to the NASCAR game or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the guy that wrote the book that it was based on did it was almost autobiographical. He did like a similar thing. Like he moved to Vegas and killed himself.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he drank himself to death, but that was like the only book that he made.
Yeah.
And and then Nicolas Cage gets an Oscar.
Damn. Damn, dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's it sounds similar to Ernest Hemingway's life. I've just started watching the Hemingway doc. And I've only watched the first part, but I know that he ends up shooting himself, drinking a lot of rum in the Bahamas or wherever the fuck.
Well, he spent a lot of time in a bunch of different places.
Yeah. Caribbean generally, I guess.
But that's your next move.
Yeah.
Is to start writing novels.
Yeah, first I have to change American literature.
That's your next step.
Well, he wrote really short sentences. I'll just put periods after every word and be like, this is my style.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that, Hemingway.
You want concise? Here's one word on. It's just one word over the course of 100 pages.
Yeah,
it's just hello.
There are some weird books like that where they'll write like a word up in like the top left corner of a page and then nothing else.
Yeah.
There's this movie called House of Leaves about this guy who's like going slowly insane in this like room where somebody had died and he's like cleaning up their shit and he's reading all their stuff and then just slowly goes crazy over the book and it's almost like a Shining, where it's like he'll have like a page of the book will be written circularly, and then like a page of the book will have like just a word in the middle of the page, or it'll have like absolutely nothing or just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just like simulating his insanity on the page. I didn't read it, but I looked at it.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube video.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me about it.
And you've been waiting to get on a podcast.
Yeah,
to bring it up.
exactly. He gave me the book. It sat on my shelf, and I've been waiting to call out the reference.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about authors, man. They all fucking self-destruct. It's weird.
Yeah,
At least the good ones. All the bad ones live.
Yeah.
James Patterson's still walking
Same
around.
with comics.
Yeah.
All the good ones are dead.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. They're just like, these words, they eat at me.
Yeah.
You just have to drink.
Well, it's tough because, so they say so much of I've been thinking about this a lot lately, too, just generally, because, like, I went to L.A. recently, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy here. But then some people are like, no, you need the sadness to spur creativity, and that's what makes the best artists, or they're always, like, isolated, or they're always sad or angry or dealing with shit. And it's like, okay, do you want to sacrifice your life for the art? And then you have other people who are like, no, that's bullshit. That's just people who rationalize it because they have to deal with that anyway.
Right.
And then you have people who are perfectly happy and like, nah, right, fine.
Do they, though?
Yeah, it's a question. It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, when they get famous, their stand-up starts to suck dick.
Yeah.
But Louis kind of still got it.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just some geniuses who have it no matter what they do. I almost think about, like, Bill Burr moved to L.A., and people are like, oh, if I lived in L.A., I'd be too happy to write. And it's like, I think the East Coast just gets so ingrained in you if you're raised here that it doesn't leave when you enter somewhere that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you're still around people. And we hate
Right.
people.
Well, for someone who's poor,
Yeah.
I think that as long as I could live in a place that's nicer than New York.
Yeah.
But I can't enjoy my job.
Yeah.
Like, I can't enjoy my job. I have to, my roommates have to be roaches.
Yeah. But you don't think if you moved to L.A., got money, stand-up was your only job, you don't think you'd be able to write good stand-up?
I think I would lose the motivation to do some of that.
Do you
stuff.
really?
I do. I've
Interesting.
had it happen where, like, for example, this job I have now, I'm bartending, which I may be the only thing I'll ever do. But this place that I work at now is very well run. There's no, like, real stress. Like, I'm not, like, dreading going to work per se. And when I first started there, I was like, I felt it. I was like, man, I fucking can just do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is okay. And then something snapped where I was like, no, I'm doing, this is just like a means to an end.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's a means to get the money. And if you had all the money in the world, though, I think you'd get to a point where you're like, okay, I've enjoyed not doing anything for like 10 years.
Yeah,
just getting fucked up and hanging out.
Right. Yeah.
And then after that, you'd be like, I still want to talk about stuff. I still got shit to say.
Yeah.
I've got thoughts that I want to express, and it's more fulfilling. Like, I've been in the place where I have nothing to do, and I can just get fucked up and hang out all the time. And it's not that satisfying.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Because you dream that it will be.
I love it. If I didn't have to do shit. I mean, I love doing stand-up and making stuff and podcasts and writing. But
If I didn't have to do shit, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. It's one thing to consider.
Well, you probably wouldn't for a while because you'd want to like relax and de-stress. You'd be like, "Oh God, I've had to work my whole life. Let me not do anything and just regenerate."
Like those people that are like, I need to be. There. I mean, I go through periods of restlessness.
Yeah.
Where it's like I feel like I need to be doing stuff. Like I hate being home.
Yeah.
All the time. I usually don't like being home. But I'm not. I don't think I'm one of those people that are like, I need to be. What I'm thinking of are people who are they're like, I need to go to the gym or I need to be producing something all the time.
You're not a workhorse
24
in that way. I'm not either.
So.
I'm not either. I think like a Seinfeld is that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I was just listening to, he was like interviewed recently and he was like, yeah, this friend of mine, I think it's not Mario Paisano, he's a comic, Mario something. And he was basically like, he says there's like a mule inside of me that just will always pull me forward into work.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do not have that. I do not feel compelled to work. I do feel compelled to express myself. That's a different thing, though.
Yeah, right. I think when it comes to creativity and making stuff, I think it's good to have some kind of work ethic, but not too regimented. If
Agree.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that a lot lately because I'm taking a lot of I'm taking a lot of days off right now. Mm-hmm. Like I took the last 3 days off. I'm taking today off because I'm out of new material, and I feel like the stuff I have right now that like works. I know it works, so it's like I don't feel like I need to go to mics or shows even and just rep it over and over and over again.
Right.
To the point where it's like rote. It's like every part of it is like planned and memorized. I want to kind of have it be more in the moment and have a life of its own outside of my mind.
Right.
And it's the kind of thing where I do think you need to have time off in order to keep it fresh, and you need to have time off in order to find new parts of your own existence and new parts of your own life that you can then be like, oh, this is something new that I can write about. It's actively something I'm thinking about and dealing with in my life, and I can actually work that out on the stage with people. And it's a stylistic choice too in terms of comedy. It's like a lot of my comedy right now is like very philosophical leaning, or it's like emotionally dumping shit that I'm dealing with. So it's like it makes sense to have to find new things to then say on stage. But I do think it's important to strike this balance of like, I live my life for the sake of living my life. I'm not trying to live my life to make money. I'm not trying to live my life to get fame or get a wife. I'm just living my life to live my life.
Yeah.
And then from there, if you feel compelled to express yourself artistically when you feel compelled.
Right.
But I think a lot of people fall into this trap of needing to work. Meanwhile, it is partially an art form, at least for some comics. And if you're going to force yourself to create art when you have nothing to say, you're going to create bad art.
Right. I also think it's good to do other creative things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can kind of bounce back.
Or at least consume them, too.
Right. Yeah. Like if I'm not feeling like doing stand-up, I'll write something.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe I'll have 4 different things that I'm thinking about writing.
Yeah.
And then I'll get bored with one and go to the other one.
Yeah. And you play guitar, too. That's a nice way to change up creativity.
Well, I do that for pussy.
And how's that working out?
Well, I got 2 guitars and no girls. You tell me.
There's an old King of the Hill episode where Hank Hill is like, you know what I always say? I'd sell my wife before I'd sell my guitar. And then all his friends go,
Well, see, the acoustic guitar that's got a hole, so you can just...
Yeah.
You know.
And it's the perfect size.
Oh, yeah, exactly. For a Coke can. Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to check out the new Led Zeppelin movie that's coming out.
Oh, is there one?
It's out now, actually. It's like a documentary. I forget what it's called, but I do want to check that out because anytime I hear Led Zeppelin music, I just immediately think of doing heroin.
Like you immediately imagine it, or you immediately find out where the local guy is.
Hey, you have heroin. I'm listening to fucking Kashmir.
I'm trying to get the lead out.
Yeah, just hearing some of that shit. Some of that shit is just hardcore.
Yeah.
And you listen to it and you're like, wow, these guys had to be on some good shit.
Yeah.
On rock star drugs.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just hearing somebody talk about Ozzy Osbourne today, and it's like I think he's got Parkinson's now. It's like, it's coke abuse.
Yeah.
That'll do it to you.
Apparently, when he, like, toward the end of his performing career, he would piss himself on stage.
Really?
And the way to combat that was they'd dump like a bucket of water on him before he went out.
Yeah.
So he was just soaked anyway.
So nobody would notice.
That's awesome, dude.
That's
just an
so
old
great.
guy who just looks like he got out of a shower, pissing yourself, singing War Pigs.
Everybody's like, why is he so sweaty already? This is from the last show.
Yeah. Weird thing about that guy, before the Parkinson's got real bad, it was always hard to understand him speak.
Yeah.
Anyway, but apparently the brain is two different places for speech and for singing.
It's a quantum brain.
So when from Birmingham.
When I think something, it affects how you think the thing.
But I guess the part of the brain that controls singing is different than speech. So when he could sing, you could hear him.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I think people with a stutter can often sing without a stutter as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Stutter. That's got to be the shittiest disability ever.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes it makes comics funnier.
Yes.
There are certain
Shout out
comics who
Sebastian Cruz.
Yeah, dude, Sebastian Cruz.
He's got it.
He'll be so happy we're calling him out here. He's got that stutter swag, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
It definitely. I think it can make people, when you're stuttering as a comic on stage, I think it can make people more emotionally connected to you. Because you are clearly being vulnerable, whether or not it's a choice.
Yeah.
But I guess it is a choice because you're choosing to get on stage knowing you stutter. And then people are like, oh, we kind of feel bad for him, but also like he's still confident in owning it. So it's like we just feel like we're on his side now.
Right.
Which is, I think, how any vulnerability goes across on stage.
Yeah. I mean, people like when there's a fuck up.
Yeah.
When there's a mess up on stage. Like that's when the audience is usually pretty engaged.
Yeah, and also just like knowing you're in the moment, like knowing you're actually there, and if like you're stuttering over saying a word, they know that you didn't intend to do that.
Yeah.
And I think just generally that's part of why I like keeping bits a little more fresh, is because like if it gets too rote, then you're not even there really. You're just reciting something you've already said the same way 100 times before.
Yes.
And if you're like thinking about what exact word you want to say in the moment, instead of being like, this is the funniest word, I say this one every time, then I think audiences are like, oh, this guy's actually thinking right now, which means what he's saying is coming from a genuine place, so we're more interested.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
That's what makes the no material stuff fun. I know we were talking about it before.
Yeah, a no material mic or a no material show.
Yeah.
I like riffing.
Riffing is fun.
Yeah, it's just like if I'm going to do a mic, it's like I feel like my skill at riffing is good enough to not need to work on it at mics. It's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because especially knowing it's like I'm not going to likely do a show where I can't do material. So it's like I could just riff until I run out of riffing and then go to material at a show.
Right.
But at no material mic's this artificial environment where it's like I would riff and then I'd run out of material and be like, okay, I mean, if I had something to riff about, I'd riff about it. But otherwise, I'm not going to. In no time in a show would you just be like, let me think of a new random thing to say right now, unless you're out of material.
Right. Yeah, at the particular mic we're talking about, shout out Pablo. Fun mug.
Pablo Pants.
There's like a box or a fucking thing that you pull out prompts.
Oh, they've got like a riff bucket.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time.
And it's two people on stage at that mic. You were on stage with a buddy.
Yes.
And you're going back and forth.
Randomly chosen.
Oh, random. That's weird.
It's hard. It could be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you end up there with someone that's not great.
I feel like
just in general.
Yeah.
Stand up or riffing. Just
how they smell. My instinct, I think, would just be to start roasting them. I think the only time I've been on stage with another person is roast battle.
Yeah.
So I think my instinct would just be like, this guy's gay.
Yeah.
Look at him.
They were point at him.
Ha ha. You're gay.
What a freak show, huh? Yes. There were definitely people that went up and were struggling with
with their partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe they were both not good at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Pull up a riff like, I got nothing. You? Nah, nothing.
All right,
Next.
pull a new one. Literally. It'll be like something super specific. Would you rather have no arms or no legs? And they're like, nothing's coming to me. I don't know.
It's so great. The early point in comedy where you're like, how do I make this funny?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're just honest, that'll probably be the funniest thing you could do. If you're like, I'd probably go no legs because like I don't like walking. Like I could have the best excuse to be lazy.
Yeah, and you want to be able to jerk off still.
Yeah, exactly.
You want
What's
arms.
life? I'd kill myself without arms.
Yeah. But how could you?
That's just how would you do that? Point. That's also just like I get so little pussy, I'd kill myself if I can't jerk off.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear I get pussy. I swear.
We believe you.
Oh, good. Audience?
Yeah. Hit that like button if Nick gets pussy.
Smash my like button.
Yeah. Thumbs up my ass. Yeah.
Thumbs down to that.
Yeah. Recently I listened to about 4.5 hours of spoken word
Really?
by William S. Burroughs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Really great voice.
Really?
Talks a lot like that.
Really?
And it was fucking some of the shit you don't understand because he's a genius. Like,
Yeah.
He went to Harvard, but he also did a lot of drugs.
Huh.
And like he's that cool dichotomy of a fucking lunatic, but is also really, really smart.
Yeah, it sounds like if Jimmy Stewart went to Berkeley.
Yeah, maybe.
Just the voice alone just sounds like Jimmy Stewart. 5 people will get that. It'll be funny to them.
The 5 that listen.
Yeah, the 5 who watched It's a Wonderful Life.
That's not the one with Roberto Benigni, right?
No, it's a Christmas movie, like black and white. It's the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future. The Ghost of Christmas
Carol?
Past. That's a Christmas Carol. Then it was redone as It's a Wonderful Life. It was also redone with Cary Grant as Bishop's wife or something like that.
Yeah.
Great series of movies.
Yeah. I fucking hate Christmas.
Oh,
Christmas is the worst.
you fucking...
That pagan fucking bullshit.
It's El Diablo.
Get that bullshit out of here.
El Diablo.
I like real holidays.
Dude, Christmas is the fucking best holiday there is. What do you think's better? Don't even fucking say Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa.
Gross.
Eid. What about Eid?
Eid. How could I forget Eid?
Yeah. You get bombs for Christmas. What do I like I mean, I generally dislike holidays.
Yeah. Curmudgeon.
Yeah. I'm the type of person that the more I... like it takes away the special aspect of it. Like every year on this particular date, we're all gonna go into debt and buy each other the same shit. I'm gonna buy my mom a fucking pair of gloves.
Yeah.
There's no
paraglider.
Yeah. She could go to fucking off a cliff.
Dude, I was gonna say it's like, well, you just don't love your family.
Not that far off.
Yeah, you could guess if someone doesn't like Christmas, and they're not black or Jewish or Muslim.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's them.
It's capitalism. I hate capitalism.
It can't be me. Yeah, like there's no. When I think of a gift, it's like, oh, I know Nick likes doing Kratom.
Yeah.
Look at this box of Kratom.
This is why
I'll
I love
Nick
Christmas.
Yeah.
Free Kratom.
Yeah, exactly. But to be like, all right, this day signifies I gotta buy you something. It's the same thing with any like fucking birthdays or dog shit.
Yeah, but if you take out the presents part and you're like, oh, it's just the celebration,
then it leaves my family, which I dislike.
But what if you celebrate it with your family?
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, this is so funny because I bring up my love for Christmas and childhood all the time, and people are like, those are both super gay, and I'm like, no, dude, I just had a good family.
Yeah,
which is increasingly rare, but
very rare.
Hey, at least I have pussy.
It's a lot rare. You're right. It's a lot rarer to have like a very solid upbringing, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And divorce rates up and all that. But would you ever want to have kids?
God, no.
Okay, I'm leaning toward that these days too.
I got a nephew that's like 3, and I want to throw him against the wall.
Dude, I'm like, I want nephews because I don't want to have kids of my own.
Yeah.
I want them when I want them.
Right.
Do you get to see him when you want to see him, or is your brother or sister like, come babysit for me all the time?
No, God, no. They know better.
And you still hate him? Damn, dude.
He's just...
You see him once a year, and you're like, I want to fucking kill this kid.
He's always crying and bitching about shit.
Yeah,
like, bro,
he's 3.
Be a man, bro.
When I was your age, I was shooting heroin.
Yeah, not that far off. My dad was headbutting me in grocery stores.
Really?
At 3. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude, one time, this is a great story of abuse. One time, I literally, like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, we were in a store, and this dude, he was a big fatty.
Yeah.
I went up to
Big
him, and
fat
I was
fatty.
like, "You're fat." Just loud in a store.
Yeah.
And my dad brought me like 3 aisles over and headbutted me.
Wow.
Legitimately headbutted me.
You were 3?
Something like that.
Oh,
4.
my God, dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
But I think it contributed to the nice shape of my bald head.
Yeah, I can see it.
We might be. This did it right here.
Oh, he headbutted your head.
Yeah. Like, he didn't, imagine headbutt my nose and teeth.
Dude. You just have all your baby teeth fall out.
Yeah.
At least you weren't younger, because like babies have the soft head. You'd probably have like a big
Right.
divot.
Yeah. This is when I call the guy fat. He knocked you out? No, I was 3.
Now they call me Dent Head.
Yeah. Harvey Dent. Batman. Fucking yeah, dude. I can't. And you know what else it is?
Yeah.
I've been working in restaurants for a long time, and more recently, I've been working at places where a lot of families go.
Yeah.
And children are just sickening.
Yeah, they are terrible a lot of the time.
Fucking annoying.
No,
dude.
that's undeniable.
Yeah.
But the love. You don't worry about the fact that I worry about, like, if I don't have kids, I'm missing the best possible love a human being can feel.
You fuck kids? No.
That's a good point. Maybe that's better. Every parent's like, oh, I love my kids so much, but you haven't fucked them yet. You might love them even more.
Right.
I'll ask Woody Allen.
No, I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, but it's also, here's the other thing.
I guess you don't do heroin either, so you're missing that anyway.
No, I don't do shit. Can't do heroin, don't have kids. I think the other thing is, when you have a child, you have to change as a person.
Yes, you're secondary.
Right. And maybe I'll have a different philosophy later on in life, but right now I'm kind of selfish in the sense that I'm mostly living for myself and now, and maybe exploring a little more hedonism than I did when I was younger.
Yeah. I think that's common. You're like 26?
27, yeah.
27? I can never remember how old any comics are. We all blend in between 23 and 28. But
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like I got a lot of that hedonism out early with all my early drug shit.
That's because you had a good upbringing.
Yeah, I think so. I
think that's
rebelled
what it is.
hard.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm good now.
Yeah.
You got stunted.
I think I'm stunting on him. I got no capacity to love.
Stunting all over these hoes.
I think what it is, and I've been thinking about this a little bit, is like when you come from a certain background,
Yeah.
a tougher background, you kind of have to grow up quick. And then when you get older and you kind of have autonomy as an adult,
Yeah.
you kind of regress.
You're like, I never lived my childhood.
Yeah, in that sense. So now I'm just kind of like, fuck it. Like, there was a point in time, pretty much when I was in college, right up until I finished college, I was like pretty disciplined
Really?
with everything I did.
Yeah.
And now it's like we were talking about before. There's moments of discipline, and there's things that I want to do. Like, stand up is always in the back of my mind. It's the thing I want. But it's not like I don't look at me missing a mic as like, oh, you fucked everything up. You're a fucking idiot. You're gonna ruin it. You know, like, I don't think like that anymore.
No, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah, exactly. So now that's just me rationalizing my smoking and drinking. I just want to be a kid, man. I just want to be a child.
Yeah, dude, maybe try Juicy Drop Pops and Monster.
Wear Cookie Monster hats.
You start watching Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. It's one of the only animes I used to like.
Really?
It was Yu-Gi-Oh.
You watch Pokemon?
It would be on. When I would wake up for school, it'd be on. It'd be ending when I woke up, and then Yu-Gi-Oh would start.
What about Beyblade?
No Beyblade.
Damn.
No, I think most
You missed out.
is dumb.
Yeah, I agree. I had a short anime phase. I watched some of that bullshit when I was a kid. I watched some post college, and like I binge watched Naruto and Hunter x Hunter and all this shit. And then right after that, I was like, I got so burned out mid COVID that I was just like, I can't be doing this. I hit the point where I was like, I can't be watching cartoons all the time.
Right. No matter how Japanese they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll tell you this was a lot of fun. You might take this with you and your drinking escapades. Maybe a month ago, I drank a bottle of wine and I watched Looney Tunes.
Oh,
it was a good time.
Really?
Yeah,
I could see that being fun.
Yeah, it was fun. That's the thing now with wine. When I drink wine, I'm like, I'm being healthy.
Yeah,
this is the healthy way to drink. So
you get fit vine.
I just drink the whole bottle and I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny because I could easily drink a bottle of wine in a night. Like, it's so easy.
In a couple hours.
Yeah, but tell me about some of the rums you've had. I feel like we derailed off that.
So the times I died were Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
However, so my dad is a I guess recovering alkie. So he had like a whole liquor cabinet that he gave to his son.
Wow. That's responsible.
Yeah.
He's like, this is in the genetic code.
It used to be, that's like a bar card over there.
Yeah.
But now there's like no booze. It's like Sambuca. There's like a swallow of Kahlua over there.
Is it black Sambuca?
No, it's regular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only had the black.
Yeah. Well, they say you don't go back.
I don't. I haven't yet.
But he gave me this Caribbean rum that he got when him and my mom went on a cruise.
Yeah.
And it was what was it called? Bambara or something? It was really good. It was dark rum.
Oh, okay. Probably Barbados.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know how many years it was aged? Didn't have a number on the front?
It might have.
Okay.
I mean,
do you remember what it was called?
No, it had like a really cool, like an island mask on the front of it. But I have no idea.
Interesting. And it was a bottle. It didn't have any like twine around it or anything.
It did.
It did.
It had like a plastic like netting.
Yeah.
Over it.
That's probably it. Might be Plantation, which has now been turned into Plantaray for PC purposes.
Sure.
You don't want to have plantation rum, sugarcane plantation rum. Not the best branding.
And drink our rum.
Daylight come and I wanna go home. Dude, I fucking love Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
It fits my Jamaican persona, but
Funny story about Rhode Island. They used to have the longest name in the country.
Really?
State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations.
Oh wow.
What's the full name?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
they say the North didn't have slaves.
Come on. Well, that's like Rhode Island. They were like the renegades. They did everything last.
Really?
Like, as far as like conforming to the group.
Yeah.
Of the 13 colonies and shit.
Age of consent, still 12.
It's still 16.
Same with Connecticut, though.
Yeah.
And New York, I think.
Really?
Maybe it's 17 or something.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know this.
16 is definitely the lowest in the country. It's not just Rhode Island. But
yeah.
As far as fucking age of consent, 16. That's hardcore.
Yeah, I think I talked about this on my podcast that it's like 12 in Yemen or 9. It's like once you have your period, you can get married and fucked.
Yeah. It's like the drinking age in Italy, just non-existent.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I was in Austria for a little while, and beer and wine is 16.
Really?
Tobacco's 16.
Wow.
Liquor's 18.
Yeah.
But crazy.
Yeah, Italy, there's no law.
Wild.
Drinking. You can drink, I guess, whenever.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Yeah. But I would like to think that that's good.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, stigma
Yeah, that probably is good. I've heard people who are like, oh, in America, there's way more binge drinking because you don't grow up with it.
Yeah.
But I've also heard Europeans be like, that's bullshit. We binge drink all the time.
They drink a lot.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, they just hang out and drink and smoke cigarettes all day.
Yeah, drinking keeps going down among young people. I think weed is going way up. I think everyone's going to be doing weed and Kratom in 5 years.
Yeah.
10 years. Weed now, Kratom 10 years. I think it's going to be huge, dude. Because people clearly just want to get fucked up and they just want something. Like, they don't all want to consume poison to get fucked up. Mm-hmm. They're like, I'd rather, 6 days out of the week, I'd rather take something pretty benign to get fucked up. And then I'll, get hammered on the weekend.
Oh, but it's fun.
It is fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But have you tried Kratom?
I haven't.
You're missing out.
Do you have any?
I do.
Oh, shit.
I have like 150 grams in my backpack.
Yeah.
I probably was going to take some before I leave, actually.
Nice. Last night I smoked hash.
Really?
Like, not the oil, like real, like a knob of hash.
Was it dry or was it kind of like more moldable?
Yeah, it was moldy. Yeah,
Okay, that's probably bubble hash.
It was good.
Dude, it's great.
I got so high.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn. I woke up with a weed hangover.
Oh.
Today.
That's brutal.
I haven't, that hasn't happened in years.
Yeah. Did caffeine get you out of it? It usually helps me.
No, instead I did the worst thing. And
What'd you do?
I went to Applebee's.
Oh God, dude. It's not a booze hangover.
I ate so much.
Oh Christ.
And just like, I just felt horrible, dude. Sometimes you eat so much, you're just like, I want to throw up. Like,
Yeah.
I get bulimia. Yeah. Like, I understand.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I've been eating so much cereal the past few days. I'm in the same boat.
Oh, cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fuck up. That's why I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I'll eat a whole box.
Dude, I found the best deal on cereal in the city. It's CVS.
Okay.
They sell like $2 boxes.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like always, the sugary cereals are always on sale for like $2 or $3 a box.
Of course.
It's nuts.
Because they're the tastiest.
Yeah, and I think now they're trying to get rid of all the Red 40 because of RFK.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, we got to sell our stock before we have to throw all this Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries out.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, you would just start your day with a bowl of candy.
Yeah, dude. I think about my whole childhood. It's like I had Trix yogurt and white bread, peanut butter sandwiches in my backpack. Like fucking all the worst foods you could be eating as a kid.
It's just straight poison. And then you think of like countries and their drugs of choice.
Yeah.
Ours is very much sugar.
Yeah.
And
booze.
Pharmaceuticals,
caffeine.
Honestly, booze, I don't know that America is as boozy as some other places.
Not as some other places, but it's one of our few drugs of choice for sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's pharmaceuticals and caffeine.
Like you think like England and Ireland, they drink way more than us. I think.
Yeah.
Per capita.
Yeah, maybe more than the coasts at least, though. Like the middle of the country drinks a lot still.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, I do think weed is I think we're all going to move to weed soon. Some people who don't like weed, I could see them taking up Kratom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kratom isn't like talked about much though.
Not much yet.
As much as weed.
No, it's still like weed was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have like 2 Kratom bars in Brooklyn.
Bars.
Yeah,
You go and drink with people.
Yep.
Wow.
They have like you can get like a Kratom and Red Bull, or you could just get Kratom tea.
What does that do? Up or downer.
Up or downer.
Normal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Four Loko with Kratom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a great combo because like small amounts of Kratom are like an upper, so it's like a more smoothed out upper high, and then higher amounts are more sedating.
Right.
So if you have it with caffeine, it's almost like a speedball. Yeah.
See, if Belushi did that, he'd be around. Give him Kratom.
Yeah, you should have taken a trip to Thailand, learned about Kratom. Kratom.
Hold on, let me see this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. Oh no, it is. It's in the corner.
Yeah, I got confused there too.
Billy, we need you.
I can't press on.
Too many buttons.
Tech support.
We know your name isn't Billy.
Billy
Sugrav.
Sugrav.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. That's giving like Clockwork Orange vibes.
Well, it's they're kava bars. Do you know about kava?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
so
the
it's
same thing, kinda?
It's similar. They're both legal drugs that are plants. Kava is like alcohol, basically, or like it's more like Xanax. Mm-hmm. It's like a natural, weaker version of Xanax, whereas like Kratom is more like a natural, weaker version of codeine that also like releases some serotonin and has a bit of an upper effect.
Interesting.
Both of those are totally legal. You can buy them in bulk online for pretty cheap. And these bars, they're like two of them in Brooklyn, kava bars that sell kava and kratom. They're like no alcohol, coffee too, I think, though. And people just sit around at the bar or on couches drinking kratom, hanging out. They got their dogs and laptops and shit.
They just take naps.
Yeah, I just went by there a couple days ago because I was going to Bushwick Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And they're both like a few blocks from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I went over to put up some Kratom Town podcast stickers.
Nice.
Shout out Kratom Town podcast, my podcast.
Shout out. We're an hour in. We got the
plugs.
done.
But yeah, I've been putting up these stickers all over, and I was like, I'd never been into one of these bars. And I walk in, 4 dudes at the bar, just like kind of hunched over, almost like half sleeping on their laptops, just drinking kratom. I think a lot of sober people do it because they're like, oh, it's not a drug because it's a plant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most retarded bullshit I've ever heard.
Like California sober.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but even then, it's like coca leaves are a plant.
Sure.
Are you going to do cocaine? Yeah, opium is a plant.
Yeah.
Are you going to do opium? Yes.
I feel like I would like. I think I would fuck with that. See, I'm still terrified to ever do any kind of serious upper.
Yeah.
Because
for good reason.
I think I'd enjoy it too because I drink endless coffee.
Yeah.
I love caffeine.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's like caffeine's the worst upper.
Why is that? Like detriment?
It's just like it's the least fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's the healthiest probably. But like Adderall's more fun than coffee. It's just more of a crash.
Yeah, I took Adderall once and I think it just worked.
Really?
I don't think.
Do you know how much you took?
Does 2 milligrams sound right?
That's super low.
Super low.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe 20. Or do you think it was that low?
I think it was that low. I
was
got
like half a pill?
I might have taken 2 milligrams. Does that? I don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible.
If you took
right?
half of the lowest dose pill,
Yeah.
that would be about 2.5.
I don't remember it doing anything.
Yeah, that would do nothing. They even say there was some like Reddit discussion for years on r/drugs about how small doses of like 1 or 2 milligrams of Adderall every day, or any amphetamine or anything that releases dopamine, could have a reverse effect that sensitizes the dopamine receptors even more, making them more overactive instead of like desensitizing them as Adderall abuse would do.
Gotcha.
Like abusing it, they become less sensitive. But if you take tiny amounts, they say it becomes more sensitive, which replicates the effects of Parkinson's. So they're like, you can Adderall yourself into Parkinson's with taking half of your prescribed dose.
Oh, man.
If you go too low. And a lot of people were like worried about that. Some people did it and were like, oh, I'm all concerned. I'm shaky. And it's like, you're probably just anxious that you might have Parkinson's. But but I think it was ruled out. I might be wrong. Look stuff up before you start taking small amounts of Adderall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, weed, as of recent, it doesn't agree with me like it used to.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I get kind of anxious, like annoyingly anxious, like I'm not having a good time anxious.
When you're alone or around other people or both?
Both.
Really?
Yeah, like my heart rate goes up and shit. Unless
that's natural. It always goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if it's a lot, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's fucking, I'll go nonverbal. I'll just fucking think about some bad thing I did when I was 7.
I do that all the time. I like rethink my entire day and then I go, or like I'll put a fake gun in my mouth or something.
I close my eyes and I shake. I shake my head.
I'll also like in the middle of the night, I'll just like think of something and I'll reflexively like punch my arm to the armchair.
Yes, exactly, dude. It's so weird.
Yeah, I totally get that, but I tolerate it better when I'm alone.
Yeah,
because it's like I'm not embarrassed in public, which is worse.
Right.
And then I've now if I don't smoke often, it happens more. I also think it's good to happen, though. I don't think it's a bad thing to rethink embarrassing moments and be like, have that reaction. Because it's really like, it's magnifying something you probably do sober. Which like you look back on something embarrassing and you're like, I can't believe I said that.
Right.
But when you're high, it's just more visceral.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah. But it's probably, ultimately, it's like, maybe that's just a lesson that we shouldn't care so much about being embarrassed.
Right.
Maybe we shouldn't give that so much, maybe we shouldn't give other people's opinions that much credit.
Yeah.
And people also don't think about us as much as we think about ourselves. So whatever's embarrassing us probably isn't worth being embarrassed about.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think at least for me, the embarrassment part is me thinking that I'm embarrassing.
Yes, yeah.
It almost doesn't, I almost don't care what you think.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost always just me.
Yeah, you're like, I can't believe I did that in this time. I was at a party the other day and we were doing karaoke and I sang, and I'm a professional singer.
Sing,
yeah, but that makes karaoke all more awkward because everyone's drunk and I'm the only good singer.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, sing a song, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking show off.
Yeah.
And then I sing and it's fine and nobody even notices because they're all hammered. So it's like it just goes by unnoticed. But then I think about it later and I'm like, I can't believe I sang in front of all these people. What am I doing, showing off like a fucking fag?
Yeah.
So it's really just like all in your own head, I think, a lot of it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also, sometimes it's the strain too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty good about, if I'm smoking alone, I'm pretty good about putting it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is good. Any more than this, and I'm going to fucking have to lay on my floor with my shirt off.
Yeah, dude. I try to keep it to like 1 or 2 hits these days.
Yeah.
But I recently started smoking all day again because I went to L.A. and had
Smoking
time off.
weed and drinking rum all day.
Don't forget the Kratom. But I went to L.A. and I was there for like 2.5 weeks with my family. And I bought like 11 grams of weed, and I didn't realize how much weed I'd bought. And I'm like, I kind of have to force myself to smoke this now.
Yeah.
And I started smoking all day, and I'm like, I'm way less depressed. Like, normally I'm overthinking everything. I'm like, what's the point of doing anything because life is meaningless? And then I smoke weed all the time, and I'm like, we got cool shit. I'll listen to music. I'll take Kratom. I'll watch podcasts and be happy. And I don't overthink everything.
Right.
And so that's part of my return to being Jamaican.
Yes. Yeah, and thank God.
Haile Selassie.
We've been waiting for you here in Zion.
Yeah. Skiddly biddly diddly diddly whoa, swing.
I love that video of that guy.
Dude, it's so good.
He's like looking around. Whoa.
There's like a short version of that on Spotify that plays on repeat whenever you're listening to it.
Yeah.
And it's the song kind of starts with like, and he's just doing this like, whoa, yeah.
Jamaicans are great, dude.
Yeah, dude, the funniest people.
Yeah.
I often wonder if they know how funny they are.
There's that one video, that white kid in Jamaica, and he's like, I heard Jamaican guys, he's asking Jamaican guys, like, I heard you don't like eating the poom poom. And all of them, they're like, no, we're not eating the poom poom, brother. One guy's like, it's not our culture. We don't do it.
It's not part of the roots and culture.
It sucks, man. They're missing out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Man.
Pussy to be eaten.
Yeah. You think a little flavor saver keeps the taste in? Try a dreadlock.
Yeah, you just use it as a vibrator.
There's a tampon.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dirty ass fucking real dread.
Yeah. You know the episode of South Park where they have the Cherokee hair tampons?
No.
Dude, it's like Cheech and Chong, I think, are selling them. And they're just like, yeah, man, it's real Cherokee hair. It's just like these woven hair tampons that cause all sorts of infections, I believe. It's been a while since I've watched it, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I love Jamaicans, man. I've been listening to so much reggae lately.
Yeah. There's a lot in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
A lot of Jamaicans out here.
Yeah, you live a couple blocks from a friend of mine who lives right next to a Rastafarian church.
Ah.
I've thought about getting a singing job at Rasta churches before because I would fucking love it.
What do they sing? They sing hymns?
I imagine so, yeah.
Just with patois?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, one of my followers recently on Instagram sent me, it was like this Jamaican guy being like, oh, look at what just happened to my house. And he's like, we have a Jehovah Witnesses come to my door, but not any Jehovah Witnesses. They are Jamaican Jehovah's Witnesses. And he's like showing the pamphlet.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, really, Kantuwala, this a whirly.
Did it do it again?
No, I think it's still going.
Okay. You got glasses. I can't fucking see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I just started wearing these again. I didn't have them on the last episode.
Oh, yes.
But I realized
But
that
you did have that weird hat.
I did. I did have the weird hat. I had the druggier hat.
Yeah.
But I realized that it's not worth sacrificing the eyesight just for the vanity of not having to wear glasses.
You know what I heard? I don't know how true this is, but I heard that glasses make your eyes worse.
I've heard that too. Like, it makes you weak.
Yeah, it makes your eyes weak.
Your eyes don't have to work as hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, you mean I don't have eye strain? That thing that every optometrist says is bad?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. It seems reasonable to think that.
Yeah.
I've heard the same about like arch support in shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to have too much arch support because then your feet don't like have their own natural muscles in that area.
Right. Yeah. We're just trying to unnaturalize everything.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
That's why I don't get pussy, because I don't want to rely on it.
Yeah. I want to still like jerking off.
Yeah, exactly.
like I'm out in the bush.
Meanwhile, I'm scabbing my dick from jerking off and desensitizing to pussy.
Yeah. I just got rust hands.
I can't feel anything from pussy now.
Thank God.
I'm over it.
Yeah, I had to... yesterday I decided I got to take a little bit of time off the booze.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was getting sharp liver pains.
Really? Oof.
Like the kind where you got to lean to the corner of a table.
And like you just got punched.
If I lean and push on it, it'll go away for an hour.
It turns into a hernia.
Yeah. Fuck.
If I push on it, it starts coming out in my belly button.
Yeah, I was getting that because I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically,
Let's just say I was pissing blood.
Well, I told you I shit blood before.
Yeah, I was going to say it's either that or the shit and blood.
Yeah, never piss blood, but yeah, shitting blood is not great.
Not good.
Yeah, it's. But let's say so. Up until yesterday, I probably drank 10 days in a row. Let's say 7 of those days were like 2 or 3 drinks, and then the other 3 were like I'm getting hammered.
Yeah.
And for pretty much that, I'm confessing my alcoholism here.
No, I really care.
Be serious. I had that pain.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bah, fuck it.
You take milk thistle?
No, but I did buy a...
I saw.
Oh, yeah.
This like liver functioning kit. You're like, oh, this will reset my alcohol use.
Yeah. Fucking garlic and cumin nonsense.
Yeah, it's just how to keep away a vampire.
Yeah. That's what you do when you have no insurance.
Yeah, I've been eating colloidal silver.
Yeah, and I'd have that pain, and then it would kind of radiate to like the rest of my organs. Just my entire insides are just like, what are you doing?
Off.
Yeah. And yesterday I didn't drink, and right now I kind of. When I was at Applebee's, I was
shaking.
Like, I could totally drink an Applebee's margarita.
Yeah, they're $1.
I know. But I was good. I got a Diet Coke.
That's good.
Diet Coke, water.
That's not bad for you at all.
So we're just getting exactly. So now we got the weed and the cigarettes.
That's good.
That'll be all right for now.
That's healthier, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I take Kratom every night, and I feel like that can't be healthy. But also, I'm like, It's better than any other, besides weed, it's better than any other nighttime drug I could be doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you think drinking, people do coke, Adderall, other opiates are worse, benzos, like Xanax or whatever. I don't take any of that shit with any regularity. So it's like taking Kratom every night's fucking whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a way less concerning. Because without that, I think I'd drink a lot more, too. Because sometimes weed doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
It's just not that fun.
No, I want to mix.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to mix. I want to hobble around, stumble.
Variety's the spice of life.
I want to stand on a street corner.
Yeah.
And talk on my phone real loud.
Yeah.
And smoke cigarettes.
Have a neighbor dump water on you. Yeah. Because they're like, you won't shut up.
Shut up. Yeah. I will say that is one of my favorite things. It's just being a bum on a street corner.
Oh, it's so much fun.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I used to walk around the village on like back when I was in college and doing like 3-MeO PCP regularly and stuff. I would just walk around like fucking robo walking, like, hey, can I bum a cigarette? Then I'd come up with 3 Newports and spliff it into a bong.
Yeah.
Have you ever smoked spliffed Newports? Disgusting.
Oh, what do they call that? A mole? Or
A mole. A scoff on the West Coast.
Okay.
Chops too. Yeah.
Yeah. I never got into those. I got a buddy that he smokes backwoods.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I have for a while, but now that I enjoy cigarettes, I smoke joints.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But unless I'm with him.
Yeah.
And, he'll roll a big fat blunt. We'll smoke it between like 4 of us. And then at the Roach, he sticks it in the bong. And you just fucking, it fucks you up so bad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've done that with an unfiltered joint. You pack a bong pack around a joint. Like you put a joint toward the bottom of the hole, then you pack a bong pack around it, then you light the top of the joint, smoke it through the bong, and then it ignites all the rest.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
That's fun.
I think it's called a time bomb.
Time bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time he had a party at his place, and I brought someone that we both know. And anyway,
a chick.
Anyway, this person, the bong was going around, and I was like, "Hey, this is the thing I was telling you about."
Yeah,
and then they hit it and started dying.
Oh, wow! Did they smoke weed regularly already, or was it like they never smoke weed, and that was just like because it was their first time in a while?
No. Yeah, they smoke weed.
Okay.
It was
just
nobody does. Like, who the fuck does that?
No, that's a whole different thing. It's also tobacco in a bong could be intense.
Dude, what a fucking wacky move.
Yeah, dude, I'm surprised you could do cigarettes and joints. Whenever I would go back and forth between the two, I would have I have asthma, so it would trigger my asthma.
Gotcha.
But I could always do spliffs. I just had to have them together.
I like a spliff.
Yeah, dude.
A spliff is nice.
So nice. I miss that probably the most of tobacco.
Yeah. I had a buddy that I love the way he did it, where he would take a piece off of a backwood, lick it, stick it onto a joint, and then roll it.
Interesting. Yeah. So it'd be fatter?
No. He would take like a strip.
Yeah. Oh, just the licking strip.
He would take like a strip of tobacco off of a backwood, lick it, and then stick it into a joint. Like in the inside of a joint. And
to wrap the inside.
And then roll.
Why not just use the blunt wrap?
I don't know.
Sounds like a blunt with paper.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
I love combining tobacco with paper.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And then one time I hung out with these hippie guys who would like empty out their cigs.
Yeah.
And then mix it with
with weed?
With weed.
Yeah.
Fill them back up.
Oh, fill the cig back up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I would always dump out cigs, but I would never fill up the paper again. I would just throw out the cig.
Oh.
Yeah. Or I'd dump out half for a spliff because I'd only use about half a cig in a spliff. And then I'd tie the end like a joint, and I'd have a half cig to smoke later.
Oh.
That was a nice one, too.
Genius.
Yeah.
That's like, what movie would they smoke in Cocoa Puffs?
Oh, I don't know.
Flow?
What was it?
Hustle and Flow, I think.
Oh, I've never seen it.
You know what a Cocoa Puff is?
No.
Where they put a crack rock on the end of a cigarette?
That's
A lot of
hilarious.
Jamaicans in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
We're going to smoke the coca puff.
Dude, Tariq recommended I watch the Jamaican version of John Wick called Shatas.
Yeah.
I've heard it's amazing, and the cast is crazy. It stars Keimani Marley, Bob Marley's kid.
Okay.
And then it has some one of like the 20 that are all musicians.
Yeah.
But another character is like I think she's a prostitute in it. She's trans, and her name
Gross.
is disgusting. The name is wonderful though. It's Marilyn Manho.
Oh.
Marilyn Manho.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's a fun name.
That was like, there was an old Mad TV skit where it was people trying out to be porn stars. They had to come up with their own name.
Oh yeah.
They all had like, what was it? Darth Invade Her. Love
Darth Insidious.
Yeah. Luke Thigh-Walker. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Another good Jamaican movie is, I don't remember the name of this one, but Steven Seagal's in it. And he fights like a Jamaican gang.
Oh really?
Yeah. And he fights the main guy, Screwface is his name, in a fucking elevator. And he jams his eyeballs into his head. Yeah, it's wild.
I think I've heard of that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another good Jamaican movie, Dr. No, the first James Bond movie ever made.
Really?
Ever made.
And it's Jamaican.
And it takes place in Jamaica.
With Sean Connery.
Sean Connery and some love interests, unsurprisingly white despite being in Jamaica.
Yeah. Right. He's like, I'm not going to fuck a black woman.
Oh, man, I can't slap her around first.
Yeah. She's going to cut me if I slap her.
She's going to cut me.
We don't want to make Sean Connery racist.
I tried to touch her hair.
You know they don't like that.
They don't like that at all.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Probably my favorite Bond movie, too. It's a good one.
Yeah, who was the one? Was it Pierce Bronson?
Brosnan was a big one.
Brosnan. He was the one that, like, when I think of James Bond, for whatever reason, I think I've seen most of the ones with him.
Well, he was GoldenEye.
Yeah.
There were a handful of those. He was good.
Yeah.
I didn't notice until I watched all of them that the Bond movies kind of model themselves after whatever action movie is biggest in that decade. So it's like all the 70s movies are based off of I think Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, or maybe not that one, but some other classic 70s movie that people would know. Bandit. The fucking something Bandit.
Smokey?
Smokey and the Bandit. They're all based on Smokey and the Bandit.
Gotcha.
With Roger Moore as James Bond.
Yes, Roger
Then
Moore.
the 90s were based off of like whatever the fuck was big then, probably Mission Impossible. And then the 2000s were all like based on Jason Bourne. That's why Casino Royale has that whole feel to it. And,
Right.
Quantum of Solace and all those.
Yeah.
Interesting movies.
I haven't seen a Bond movie in years.
They're very good. I watched them all during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did recently watch Old Boy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Great movie.
Wild.
Amazing.
You saw the OG one, with the Korean one?
Yeah, I didn't see the remake. I've heard the remake is awful.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fuck up a lot of it. They change the whole ending.
Yeah. Dude, that movie's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Now you got to see I Saw the Devil,
Okay.
which is the same lead character,
Yeah.
but he plays the antagonist in this one. And it's another vengeance movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you liked it, you will be just as likely to like this one.
Okay.
Same amount of awesome everything, but he's just playing a bad character, and it's a whole different storyline.
Right.
But fan-fucking-tastic, dude. I might rewatch that tonight. It's so good. It's been years. But both amazing movies, dude. That main actor is amazing.
Yeah.
From Old Boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that ending scene, I'm like, oh, my God, dude. I was thinking about it for days.
What a twist, man.
When he slices his tongue out of his... Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
When he's fucking...
That's not even the biggest spoiler.
You see his fingers... They just show his fingers closing.
Yeah.
And his eyes, and he's like, yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Fucking wild.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched like Chinatown a couple years ago, and I'm like, this has nothing on Old Boy.
Yeah. Talk about vengeance.
Yeah, really.
You made a fucking remark when you were kids. You get locked up for 15 years.
Yeah, dude. If that's going to get him locked up, I'm in for a lot of shit. I used to be a bully in middle school.
Shit, I'm waiting for fucking Sandra to catch my ass. Who's a monkey now?
Oh, Texter.
No, I was a bully too.
Yeah.
At one point.
In like middle school, elementary, high
Elementary
school? Okay.
Yeah.
How late? Like 5th grade?
Through most of middle school. I mean,
Really?
through most of elementary school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I didn't start that young. I was probably in 5th grade when I started.
Started being a bully.
Yeah. And it lasted till 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
And then it stopped in 6th because I realized that the girls I liked didn't like it.
Right. Yeah. They don't love that.
No, they're not a big fan.
Yeah. Unless you're Andrew Tate.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they love it.
Then
for
they don't
some
have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like just a learned behavior. You know, my pops could be a bully occasionally.
Yeah.
So when I was in school, I'm like, I realized that I was much stronger and more powerful than these fucking pussies that I go to school with.
Were you bigger than them?
I was a big fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was so big and fat, bro.
I was a tall fatty. So I had the same thing.
Yeah.
But I only hit in like 5th grade.
And I did karate too, so I was like,
Oh, nice.
I'm a big fatty who can fly through the air. Fuck you.
I did a taekwondo, but I only got to be like a 3rd belt in.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing good.
It's pretty limited taekwondo.
And that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Like kids get black belts.
Right.
It's like, well, that can't be that great. Can't be that useful.
That happens in karate too. But there's a little, and I'm talking a little more legitimacy in karate. It's really not that much.
And it probably depends if you're going to like a real studio versus like a mall.
Right. Yeah, like a McDojo.
Yeah, you're the YMCA.
A guy's just like, you use the energy. You go line. It's like a cult. It's like a weird.
You suck my penis. And then,
You give me lots of money, and your son gets a black belt. That's a real thing.
Yeah, and you feel like you're a good father.
Yeah, that is a lot of it.
Yeah.
It was. There was, and the weird thing about a lot of those tournaments growing up is there's a thing called point fighting. Where it's like tag.
Yeah.
And you actually get disqualified if you hit someone too hard.
Oh, really?
In some of these tournaments.
Wow.
And it happened on a grand scale. Was it the last Olympics? A guy from Saudi Arabia who was fighting in, it was the karate portion. Because they ended up putting, because Taekwondo's always been in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But they recently put in a karate fighting.
Interesting.
And, which is similar, but you could punch and whatever. Techniques are a little different.
Yeah.
And he knocked a guy out in the finals match and got disqualified. Wow. The other guy, they slapped, you won, you're a gold medalist. Wake up. Like, he knocked him out.
That's so absurd, dude. Yeah. That's so ridiculous. That shows like, okay, what are we trying to simulate fighting or not?
Yeah, exactly. And then, but now that guy ended up going to like, it's a league called the Karate Combat, which is actually a lot of fun to watch.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure he's doing fine there now because they reward you for knocking people out.
That's perfect.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, this is what I've needed.
Yeah.
I'll just go shoot a guy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, in the same Olympics, that was the same year the guy who was just like, you saw the shooter?
Yeah.
He didn't have any like special sights or anything.
Oh yeah. The dude who's just like
yeah. Like the dude on the Fallout New Vegas cover.
Yeah.
That was just him.
He was got a Pip Boy.
Yeah. His quote was like, "I'm a real shooter. I don't need special equipment." He got like a silver medal.
Oh my god. Damn, dude.
He's like shooting darts.
Yeah. What a badass.
Yeah. That shit's wild.
You feel like such a pussy next to that guy with your like laser goggles and shit.
Yeah. He's smoking Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
Bang. Fastest shooter in the West.
Yeah, really.
The West Bank. I think he was like Arab.
Oh, nice. Good shit. Go from terrorist to Olympic silver medalist.
Not that far off.
No, you got to train somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And those Arab countries don't have great military training.
Yeah.
fucking the monkey bars and shit back in the day.
Careful, you've had a bad experience with those.
The athletic bars. Fuck.
We're all monkey bars.
Isn't that just what trees are?
Those in Tarzan.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit is nuts.
Yeah.
How is your podcast going?
It's been good, man. I mean, I hate to let it out of the box. We canned a lot of shit early, so we haven't recorded much recently.
Yeah.
But we've been putting it out every couple weeks or whatever. It's been fun, man. It's getting a little bit of traction. I think it helps that my Instagram's doing decent these days.
Yeah, it
to
is.
kind of pull over some people. Dude, our clip on my Instagram has gotten a lot of views, too.
I know.
It's
crazy.
It's good shit.
Yeah. That's not why I have you here.
I know. That was what we did outside when I was on my knees. That's why you have my ear. That's why I have my ear. But no, it's been fun, man. It's weird. 'Cause, I mean, it's the kind of thing where it's like, it seems like it's good. It's fun to do a podcast. It seems like it's useful if you ever blow up from something to have a big backlog. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing where it's like, if I had to put all the energy into producing it, I probably wouldn't be doing it right now.
Right.
But my co-host is such a helpful person to have around in terms of doing that stuff, because he's not doing as much comedy stuff right now as I am. So he's not as busy as I am usually.
Right.
But it's been a lot of fun, especially since I get to just be kind of hands off and just record it, enjoy putting it out there. It's been a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is fun. Having a partner
Yeah.
help you out and shit.
Yeah, dude, usually I don't like partners. That's why I do stand-up.
Yes.
It's so much fun to just rely on yourself. But it really helps to be able to put a little of the ego aside and be like, yeah, take the reins on some of this.
Well, it's also like what you can do.
Yeah.
And you're nervous to take someone on where it's like, are they as
Yeah.
committed, or are they going to do it with the same enthusiasm?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I think was the big problem. And at first was like, I don't want to risk that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have it all be on my shoulders because someone didn't hold up or whatever.
Right.
But I basically entered it just being like, hey, at least for now, like, I'm doing so much other shit, I just can't put much effort into it. I'm down to do, I do all the recording in the moment. I set up the phone and all that shit. And then from there, I transfer files to him and he takes care of the rest of it. But it's basically like, hey, man, if you didn't do this, we probably wouldn't be doing the podcast. But it's nice because it's like, I trust that he'll do it well because he's good at that shit. I've been teaching him how to do stuff, and then he just does the stuff. But also, I trust his sense of humor so much because we go back to high school, me and him. And when I got out of college, I hadn't even thought of doing stand-up yet. I was like, I want to do music and I want to do some sort of comedy stuff, probably sketches. And I was like, I had him and another friend I wanted to do sketches with. But we were all 23. They were like, I don't really feel like putting the time into it. I got a day job. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to do all the work, so I guess I'll do something I could do on my own, which is stand-up.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to write comedy and get it out into the world. Stand-up and reels, I guess. But it's the kind of thing where, nowadays, it's like, I've been excited to work with him comedically for so long that part's already, fantastic, dude. I'm excited that we could do some project together like that. His humor really complements mine. And it's just the work part where I'm like, I don't want to have it be all me. So for now, it's going to be all you. If you don't feel like doing it, we're not going to do it and do it at all. Because we're getting fairly minimal views because we're not a big name.
Right.
But it's fun doing a podcast called Kratom Town because people hear about Kratom Town, they're like, oh, I love Kratom. I'll watch this.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Come Town. I love
yeah,
both.
it's got the Come Town angle.
Yeah.
It shows that we're willing to talk about monkeys. Sure. And and that's good branding. That's how you get corporate gigs.
Do you guys you don't do Kratom during the show?
We do sometimes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, we won't do it on camera because that could get it pulled. But we'll take it before we get on camera a lot of the time. He has migraines. So it's like he'll take Kratom, and it's recently he started taking it. It's been miraculously helpful for his migraines.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I always heard caffeine.
Caffeine helps.
Excedrin is basically caffeine pills.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot. For whatever reason, migraines are caused, I think, from constriction of blood vessels, and these help dilate blood vessels. Although the Kratom, it just relieves the pain. It's a painkiller. Oh. So it's like he's got caffeine. He's got something called triptans, which are similar to mushrooms, even in their chemical structure.
Okay.
And mushrooms help with migraines miraculously.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I hurt somewhere.
Yeah.
Is my arm? But yeah, they're great for like headaches, like cluster headaches and migraines. Oh. They're like a miraculous treatment for cluster headaches, which are like one of the most painful experiences in the world.
What's a cluster headache?
It's this like type of headache that is considered like, it's so bad people frequently kill themselves if they have chronic cluster headaches.
Holy fuck.
And I had cluster headaches, I think, for a short period of time in high school.
Yeah.
And it happened for like a month. It was only when I jerked off. I would jerk off at night.
Yeah.
And like right as I was about to come, but I was still jerking off, I'd get this feeling like an ice pick is being driven into the back of my skull. And people say it hurts more than pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like giving birth. And it felt like that. It would not go away for like half an hour.
Really?
Yeah. And I would take Advil, and that would eventually get it to go away. But I'd be so close to coming that I'd just be like, I don't care that it hurts. I'm going to fucking finish and come. And then I'd come, and I'd be like, Advil. And then after like 2 weeks of that, I was like, maybe I'd take Advil before I jerk off, because I'm not going to stop jerking off.
It would only happen when you jerked off?
Yes, dude. Every night. Only when I jerked off, it would be this murderous headache. Oh. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I started preloading with Advil, which helped a lot. And it stopped. Yeah, preloading the load. And then I went to my doctor, my like PCP, my primary care physician. What do they call it when it's a kid doctor? Pediatrician.
Yeah.
I was 17, so I was still going to a pediatrician.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, when I come, it feels like I'm being hit with an ice pick. He's like, actually, that's not normal. So he's like, but Advil helps? Okay, just keep taking Advil. If it keeps happening, we'll talk about it. But it went away. Weird shit, dude. I was smoking weed, too, but I don't think it's related to that.
Wow. That is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Cluster headaches. I've never heard of that shit.
Yeah, man. And somehow mushrooms and acid, you take it once and they disappear for months in people who have them every day.
There's been times where I've been sick, like with a cold.
Yeah.
And then I'll take mushrooms, and then afterwards I'm good.
Yeah, man. There's a lot we don't know about them.
Yeah.
Like there are weird studies, because I studied psychedelic drugs in college. There are weird studies I would find where it's like they test the strongest pharmaceutical painkillers, and then they test acid for the same thing. And they're like, oh, acid relieves more pain than the strongest pharmaceutical opioids. And it's like, never since then has there been another study that I'm aware of that has studied the pain relieving properties of psychedelics.
Yeah.
But they apparently are more strong than heroin.
Sure.
For relieving pain, like general pain.
Well, yeah. You don't normally hear about, I mean, you always, now at least, you hear a lot more of it on the mental health part of things.
PTSD, anxiety, end-of-life anxiety, depression, OCD.
But physical ailments.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a lot rarer.
And that's, like, nowadays they're trying to develop all these new psychedelics so pharmaceutical companies can copyright them. And they're also trying to develop ones that you could take every day, so you don't just take them once and you're all better. So they're trying to get ones that don't make you trip.
Oh,
but they still have the physiological benefits of psychedelics.
Well, I've heard that like when they were doing the studies with soldiers and PTSD and MDMA, it was kind of a drip process.
Like they would do like a morphine type drip of MDMA into them,
and it wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't necessarily get you like real high. It was like a minuscule amount over a period of time. And it sounds like that's a similar thing. Yeah,
maybe not MDMA, because I think MDMA has to hit a certain threshold of like 100 to 150 milligrams to feel like the actual flood of serotonin occurs.
Yeah.
But there are like studies that have been done with like a DMT drip.
Okay.
Over like 24 hours.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the guy will stay in the DMT space for longer.
Damn.
That shit's interesting.
Yeah, that's wild.
And there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, we see the same things on DMT as other people who have taken it. And they're like, are you actually going to a specific physical space? that is somehow quantum related or other dimensional related. And they're like, maybe we can map this space if someone's in it for long enough.
Right.
And especially nowadays where like we're trying to develop all these AI systems that allow you to like see what someone's dreaming or see what someone's imagining. And there have been new studies that are like 2 people dreaming have been able to communicate with each other in dreams now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably find out a lot more about what's actually going on with psychedelics in the next 10, 20 years.
It reminded me of a dream I had the other day.
Yeah.
I got raped
Oh.
in my dream.
Sorry.
It was a
I
woman.
thought only I could feel that.
Yeah, we were communicating. I'm like, holy shit, Nick, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know what I'm
Shut
doing.
up.
You called me a monkey.
No, it was a lady.
Oh.
A woman I used to work with. Fucking, I was. The dream was the setting. I was in my parents' house.
Terrible place to get raped.
They didn't give a fuck, dude. They didn't stop anything. I was sick in bed.
Yeah. And my dad headbutted me.
Yeah. And my nephew raped me. Who do you hate now, buddy?
Who whines now? Oh, you're crying, huh? Who's a little baby with a prolapsed anus?
Yeah. He's 3, but he's like bigger than me somehow.
He's 3, but he feels 6.
I was fucking sick, and this chick that I used to work with, who I was attracted to, not anymore. Not because of this dream, but what does it matter? She gave me like a pill and just like straddled me for a moment. And we were like starting to fuck in the dream.
Yeah.
And then
I forgot this was a dream.
I just,
Like, what pill are you taking?
I blacked out.
Yeah.
And then I woke
monkeyed
up.
out.
I woke up. Yes, this is going to get buried deep in the YouTube algorithm.
Hashtag monkey.
MONKE.
Hashtag offensive pod.
Yeah, and I woke up in my dream like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I looked at my phone in the dream, and I'm like, what? It was like midnight. And then I texted my buddy. I'm like, did we do this?
Yeah.
Do something? Or I was like, hey, we need to go do this. And he's like, we did that like yesterday. So apparently I got raped.
Yeah.
Did whatever I did with my other friend.
In a blackout.
Yeah. And then 2 days later, I'm just in my bed. I'm like, wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Sounds like the average Green Hulk Xanax experience. It's always these like fake benzos that last like 48 hours. And they make you black out super easy.
Oof. Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
Yeah. Happened to Mark Normand once.
Really?
Yeah, he has this story that keeps like occasionally getting trending again because the guy who gave him this, he was at a comedy club. He asked for Xanax and his rider basically.
Yeah.
And the guy who's like fetching all the shit for his rider is a comic. Gives him booze, Xanax, gives him a Green Hulk pressed Xanax bar. There is no such thing as a prescription green Xanax bar.
Right.
But these were huge on the street for years. I took them a couple times myself back in college. Mm-hmm. But they're always fake. It's like possible that somebody put real alprazolam in there, which is what Xanax is. But it's almost always this other research chemical benzo called bromazolam. That's like a hypnotic benzo, more like a mix of Xanax and Ambien. And it lasts like 24 hours plus. So instead of like 4 to 6 like Xanax. So Mark Normand takes this fucking Xanax at the end of a night of drinking. He falls asleep in the lobby of his hotel. Falls asleep in his room, gets taken out by the cleaning service in the morning, still blackout. Falls asleep in the lobby of the hotel. They wake him up. He falls asleep again. His friend has to come find him, and he's like blacked out for the rest of the day. Does a show that night in a blackout, basically.
Damn.
And this story went like viral at the time, kind of. And then since then, the comic who gave him the drugs was on Kill Tony. And he was like, hey, Joe List was one of the guests. And he was like, you might know me because of this story with Mark Normand. And then this guy went on his own podcast with, I think, someone else now and talked about the story again. And he's like, yeah, dude, green Xanax is real. Like, people take green Xanax. I used to take it. It's real. And I'm over here like, I know everything about drugs, basically. And I'm like, this is almost definitely bromazolam or fentanyl. For years, Mark Norman seemed to have thought it was fentanyl. He talks about that on his pod all the time. He was like, I took fentanyl and Xanax. I thought it was Xanax. But it's really this bromazolam. You're not likely to overdose on it, but it'll make you black out for a fucking while. Because benzos, when you take too much of them, they make you black out to no end, but they also, like, you can't die from benzos alone. That being said, he was drinking, so he could have died from that. But
the mix.
Yeah.
Does the opposite of what happens to the Hulk.
Yeah.
You don't get mad at all.
Yeah, you'll really like me when I'm on Hulks. When I'm Hulk, I sleep. I sleep for 48 hours.
Yes. And get raped in my dream. Anytime I have a weird dream, I do put it into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
To see what it says.
Yeah, it's like a dream analysis.
Yeah. It gives you a pretty detailed analysis.
Really?
Yeah, it gives you like 5 or 6 different points.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, this lady is a Jungian symbol for for hating yourself.
There's something about being vulnerable. I don't know, some bullshit.
Yeah.
Some commie bullshit.
Some gay woman shit about being vulnerable.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, someone with emotions.
Speaking of vulnerability, I need a cigarette would be nice.
Yeah, word.
So let's wrap this bitch up.
Absolutely. I got to take a piss.
When is the next episode of Kratom Town coming out? Do you know?
Next episode of Kratom Town, probably, when's this coming out?
This week.
Thursday. A week from Sunday.
Okay.
The Sunday after this comes out, 1 week after that, Kratom Town podcast, YouTube, everywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Check out my Instagram and other social media at Nick Marmor. I make a lot of drug-related reels. If you like wooks or people who look cooked as fuck, that's my character. And thank you.
Nice. All right, gang. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully, Billy will be back. I miss him so much. We'll be back to our 2-camera setup and not having to stop every 30 minutes and worry. Wait, is this button? I look like a dad who's on. It's like Christmas. He's like working with a camcorder in the 2000s.
Daddy, stop drinking. Pay attention to us.
Shut up. Please, headbutt.
I hate your headbutts.
Yeah. All right, gang. Talk to you next week. Peace.